A very good morning, children. Today in our English literature we will be studying a poem. Okay, so this poem, the poet of this poem is anonymous, that is, we don't know who has written this poem, but then it is a very interesting poem. Children, this poem is based about our English language. Okay, most of us children have our mother tongue as Hindi or any of the other languages in our country but English. So English is a foreign language to us. It is a new language to us. To master a new language, it is a little difficult, children. And especially English is more so difficult because of the various rules and regulations in English and the complexities in English, and this we will understand better after going through this poem. We will understand what are the difficulties that we face in getting this language, getting perfect in this language. Okay, children, so let's read the poem and then understand it. So the name of the chapter, children, is Hints on Pronunciation for Foreigners. Okay, so the poet will be telling us some hints which will help us master the language. I take it you already know of tough and bow and cough and do. So the poet over here, children, is telling that the poet thinks that you already know. What you already know? The difference between these words. So the poet is thinking, because you are studying English, you are a student of the English language, you will know the difference between these words. Which are the words, children? Tough, bow, cough and do. So if I write these words, children, tough, bow, cough and do. You see, children, these words have the same spelling except one initial letter, children. The entire spelling is the same, but the pronunciation is different. Tough. What is the meaning of tough, children? Strong. What is the meaning of bow, children? Bow is a branch of a tree, the main branch of the tree. Cough. You know the meaning of coughing, children? When we cough, right, children? Then dough. What is dough, children? Children, when your mother is preparing chapatis for you, then she takes flour and she mixes it with water and she kneads it to make it into a dough which is helpful in making chapatis. Okay, so these words, you understand the meaning of it now, but when you're speaking it, how do we remember it? It is very difficult because in English language, the same spelling words can be pronounced differently. So these words, though they have the same spelling, they are pronounced differently, and that can, that can make us get confused. Once again, I will repeat: tough, cough, bow and do. So you understand that it is very, very difficult for us to remember which word has what pronunciation. Others may stumble, but not you. On hiccough, thorough, laugh and through. So over here, the poet is telling us that others may stumble. Others may go wrong. Stumble means, children, fall down, falter. So others may do a mistake in pronouncing these words, in saying these words. But you will not make a mistake Why will we not make a mistake, children? Because we are constantly studying English. We are constantly learning new words, learning how to speak them. So others may do a mistake, but we will be very careful in these words. So the examples that the poet has quoted is hiccough. Now children, what is hiccough? Hiccough is when you have this gulping sound. When you get this gulping sound, right? When your mother asks you to drink water and that will cease, that will stop, you will feel better. So that gulping sound is called hiccups. Okay? Then thorough. Thorough. What is the meaning of thorough? When ma'am asks you to study a chapter thoroughly, completely. Okay, so thorough means complete, do something completely, do something overall. Okay, then you know the meaning of laugh, you know the meaning of through, pass through something. So children, these words have, they have used these words, the poet has used these words to tell us that the pronunciation of some words is so difficult, but we as students of English language will not do any mistake. Well done. And now you wish perhaps to learn of these familiar traps. Beware of herd, a dreadful word. So children, now the poet is trying to tell us that well done, you are doing well. You, all the students of class 5 are doing very well in learning these new words, in learning the pronunciation of these new words and seeing that how their spellings can be same but their pronunciation can be different. The way we say them can be different. So these words the poet is telling are traps. Children, what is the meaning of traps? Traps is when you have a trick to catch an animal or to catch someone, to bluff someone and catch an animal or a person. So that is called a trap. Maybe a mechanism is prepared, a trap is set to catch someone. So the poet is saying that these words are traps to confuse us how to speak the language, to confuse us how to say these words. So now that you're doing well, then you want to learn more of these words, so he will help you. The poet will give you more example of these dreadful words, these dreadful traps which you can get trapped in and you can pronounce wrongly. So here the poet is telling the word herd is a dreadful word. What is the meaning of dreadful, children? Dreadful means very, very difficult. Okay, so let's see. We have been asked to be careful of the word herd that looks like beard and sounds like bird. So if you see, children, this particular word herd, if I write over here, 1 minute. Herd. This is similar to the spelling of beard, but beard is pronounced differently. It is pronounced as beard, and herd is pronounced like it is rhyming with the word bird. Herd, bird, right? They are rhyming. Herd, bird, but the spelling of herd and beard is same. So that's very confusing. And dead. It's said like bed, not bead. Okay, so the word dead, children. If you see the spelling of the word dead, children, it is D-E-A-D, right, children? But the pronunciation, it's said like bed, dead, bed. They are rhyming, but the spelling is similar to bead. What is a bead, children? I'll just show you the picture. So over here we have a necklace made of beads, right? So the spelling of beads is similar to dead, but that's not what it is. It is rhyming to the word bed. So that is how confusing English language can be. They are trying to say two words can have the same spelling but different pronunciation, can have almost the same spelling but different pronunciation. So each and every word has to be looked carefully. If you get back to it, then for the example, the word herd has the spelling with beard but does not rhyme with beard, does not pronounce, it's not pronounced like beard. It is pronounced like it's rhyming with the word bird. Herd, bird. Similarly, the word dead is pronounced like it rhymes with the word bed, though they have different spellings. So that's how confusing English language is. English language is also called a very funny language. Why, children? Because we get confused in it. We don't know how to pronounce it at times. We go wrong with the pronunciation of many words. So this poet, through this poem, is helping us to understand these are simple tricks. Use them. These are hints to master the language because he has already mastered. Right, children? Let's go ahead. For goodness sake, don't call it deed. Dead cannot be pronounced like deed. The spelling of deed is D-double-E-D. Right, children? So, I will want you to sit with your textbook and go through all these words, and you will see that actually there is so much meaning in all the explanations given by the poet. Watch out for meat and great and threat. They rhyme with sweet, straight and dead. So children, over here the poet is telling us that there are a few words which have the same rhyming words. Meat and sweet, great and straight, threat and dead. So can I show you the spelling of these words that the poet is saying is rhyming? You will be quite surprised, children. I'll just show you all. So the first word the poet has shared with us is meat and sweet. So if you see, the spelling is quite different, right? But they are rhyming. They are, having the same kind of a sound, pronunciation. Then great and straight. There is a vast difference in the spelling, children, but they are pronounced same. They are rhyming with each other. They have the same sound when we are saying the word. Okay, children? So that's how confusing the language can be. Then along with that, the poet is picking out parts of a word. Now, which word has he put out to explain the complexity of this language is, a moth is not a moth in mother. So, the word mother, the spelling of the word mother is M-O-T-H-E-R, and it is pronounced like mother, mother, right, children? But when the M-O-T-H is removed from mother, then it is an insect. It is called moth. It is not called moth. It is called moth. And the same M-O-T-H, when it is put in this word mother, then it is mother. It is not mother. Right, children? Otherwise, it is moth. M-O-T-H. So that's how confusing the words can be in English language when they are put in different places. Right, children? Let's see another example. A moth is not mother, not both in bother, and broth in brother. So both, B-O-T-H is both, but when it is placed in the word bother, then it is pronounced like bother. It is not bother. Both, B-O-T-H, the same B-O-T-H attached and form a new word will be bother. Same way, children, broth. What is the meaning of broth, children? A broth is basically a soup kind of a dish prepared with water and meat, vegetables. Okay, so this dish, that is broth, which is prepared, they are saying broth, the pronunciation of the word broth is quite different from the B-R-O-T-H in brother. Right? The spelling of brother is B-R-O-T-H-E-R. So it is not brother. Right, children? Otherwise, if you pluck the B-R-O-T-H and place it separately, it is broth. So the same group of words can be pronounced differently when they are in different places. Right? Individually, they have a different pronunciation. With other group of words, they have different pronunciation. They told you the example of moth and mother. They have told you the example of broth and brother. They have told you the example of both and bother. So that's how confusing it can be. And here, another example. And here is not a match for there. There. Not dear and fear for bear and pear. So all these words, and then there's does and rose and lose. So children, all these words they are telling, they can have same spelling but have different pronunciation. So over here now they are telling us that bear and pear. So they have similar spelling, they have different spellings, but they have similar spellings but different pronunciation. Similarly, they are telling us rose and lose. Okay, to lose something, L-O-S-E, and to the sun they rose from there. So the flower rose, R-O-S-E. So they have different pronunciation but similar spellings. So all these words, this entire explanation, children, is trying to hint us. By the poet, we are getting a hint that similar spelling words can have different pronunciation. The same spelling words can individually, when they are standing, have different way of speaking. When they are kept in with along with other letters, then they can have different pronunciation. Okay, so these were a few more words which are hinting us to be careful. And then there's does and rose. Just look them up, and goose and choose, and cock and front and word and ward, and font and front and word and sword. So here there are so many words, children, where they are telling us maybe at times the spelling can be different. In the front, from behind, if you see, the spellings are same. Front, font, front, then there is word and word. So if you see, the end alphabets are the same, children, only the initial alphabets are slightly different. So the spelling can be almost same, whether initial part of the letters or the latter part of the word. Okay, so some letters might be similar at times in the initial part of the word, some letters might be same in the latter part of the word. But at the same time, even if they are similar in their spelling, they will have different pronunciation. Okay, sword and word, vast difference, children, though their spelling is almost the same. Front and font, right, children? Again, different pronunciation. Font, front. Ward and word. Ward, what is ward, children? A ward is a hospital room. Okay, then what is the meaning of font, children? When you use your laptop, you see these different fonts that are there, the different writings that are there which you can use for typing. At the same time, the letters along with the numbers, they are called as the font. Then word along with word. So all these words are kind of confusing us. Do and go, thwart and cart. So if you see, children, another group of words, do. D-O is do and G-O is go. That's completely, there's almost no difference. They should be pronounced almost similar, but no, they are pronounced differently. That's what is the beauty as well as complexity of English language. thwart and cart. You know the meaning of cart, children? This is a cart. And thwart means to remove something, to defend something successfully, to remove something successfully. So thwart and cart have almost the initial, the latter part of the word art. Art is almost the same. So they should have almost the same. They should be rhyming, they should be pronounced similarly, but no, they are pronounced differently. That's because in English language we have lots of these examples. Come, come, I've hardly made a start. The poet is asking to come along with him. A dreadful language, man alive, I'd mastered it when I was 5. So children, over here we see that the poet is trying to say, this is just the beginning. This language has many such traps. What is the meaning of traps, children? Traps means many such places where you will be confused, where you will be lost. Oh, I thought this is pronounced like this. That is because that's what English language is. It is a foreign language to us. It is not our mother tongue. But the poet says that he has mastered the language because he has been speaking since he was 5 years old. What is the meaning of that? That means that that is the poet's mother tongue. Because when do you start speaking, children? You start speaking when you're mumbling by 3, 4, 5, you start speaking. And the first language that you speak is most probably your mother tongue, and then the other languages, right? So the poet has accomplished success in mastering this language, and he's telling us even we can master this language if we be careful about these traps and look after the hints which he's trying to give us through these few examples. He's like, there are many such words. Okay, now in this chapter, children, we have a poem appreciation and activity. We will not be doing the activity on page number 151. We will only do poem appreciation. There are 5 questions in poem appreciation, children. So question number 1, 2 and 3 will be done in the English literature notebook, and question number 4 and 5 will be done in the textbook itself. It is a very, very simple poem, children. It is just telling us about the various difficulties in English language and how we can master it. If you go through the poem again and again, you will see that these words are actually speaking volume. These words are trying to tell us that the spellings can be same, pronunciations can be different. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.